They've been protesting round the clock for over a month. In downtown Delhi, a youth movement posing a challenge to an elderly but once seemingly unassailable Prime Minister. Their main demand, that India's Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, resign.
Dharmendra Pradhan has to accept accountability and resign or be fired from the cabinet. There is no way that this can be negotiated over. We have told the government has told us that they will talk to their top leadership and they will get back to us tomorrow at 3:30.
On Monday, tens of thousands of demonstrators tried marching to Parliament without the permission of Indian police, who used force in response. Protests have spread to several other Indian cities. All this at first sparked by a scandal about the leaking and selling of college exam papers. But it's now a howl of previously pent-up anger from India's young middle class about corruption, unfairness and the dire lack of jobs.
This is no longer just a fight, it's a war between the students and the government. This protest is no longer just about the minister's resignation. We now want Narendra Modi to resign.
Last night, Prime Minister Modi addressed protesters directly on social media for the first time, promising that anyone involved in leaking exam papers would be fast-tracked by the courts. Mr. Modi is now 75 and he's been in charge of India for over 12 years. But students have been sharing videos taunting him, here calling Modi a 56-inch monkey in mockery of the PM's well-known boast that he's so strong that he has a 56-inch chest. This student told us that Mr. Modi has no understanding of the career and financial pressure on Indian graduates who face an unemployment rate of up to 40%.
They have no idea what's happening with the Gen Z, and they're not able to handle the resistance by the Gen Z. He's completely out of touch with the anger of the students, with what students are wanting. I don't know what people he's surrounded with who are not giving him the right information, but he has been ignoring the plight of the students for many years.
Last weekend, police used white sheets to shield their forced removal of one demonstrator. Sonam Wangchuk had been on hunger strike for 3 weeks and he was taken to hospital. Last night, Indian government ministers visited his bedside where he agreed to end his protest. He said he'd been assured that compensation would be paid to the families of students who'd taken their own lives after their exams were cancelled. That's led to further government talks to end this crisis. But demonstrators insist that unless India's education minister resigns or is dismissed, their movement will only grow.
Jonathan Rugman reporting there. Now, K. Gopika Babu is Vice President of the Jawaharlal Nehru University Students' Union in New Delhi. I put it to her that these protests are arguably the biggest challenge Narendra Modi has faced from young people in his 12 years of rule.
What you see on the streets today is the rage and anger that have accumulated since last several years. The continuous paper leaks are one issue that is getting the highlight, but this frustration among the students had started way beyond that, before that, with the crumbling public education sector. Along with that, the intensified competition to get into the few seats that are available. Students had to get into this rat race where you go to school, then you come back to tuition, you go to coaching institutes. So students were fed up. The youth were fed up. Even despite doing all of this rat race, there was no guarantee of any jobs. There is still no guarantee of any jobs. So I think all of this anger and rage got channelized in this movement. And I'm really happy that the Gen Z is giving a hard time to the Modi government.
So you're locked in this rat race, as you describe it very colourfully, miserably. You get very little, reward for it. And then the Chief Justice describes you as cockroaches. I guess that must have been the trigger, the final insult.
Yes, I think it was very Kafkaesque. You can call us cockroaches, but we do have the resilience of cockroaches to be there, to assemble together, and to, make our presence be felt. Anytime there is a protest, you are either tagged a extremist, a secessionist, you're either tagged or, you're asked to go back to Pakistan. So this time it was a new law calling your own citizens cockroaches. So that really hit the nerve of many people. That really was that turning point where the students decided enough is enough. Now we'll show them what cockroaches can do.
I mean, is this protest really, at the end of the day, about Modi himself?
Absolutely. I think in the beginning of the movement, the students were raising slogans for the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. But the way, the high-handedness with which the government has really come down on the protesters, now the slogans have completely turned against Modi and his government.
There is a history of student protests ending in violence. Just look at China and Tiananmen Square. Are you afraid that if you take this to the next level, there could be serious clashes?
The onus should be placed on those in power to maintain peace and safety and security. While you're sending out, law enforcement agencies without any name tags and without their uniforms, you're surveilling all of the students using facial recognition technology, which does not even have a proper regulation in the country. So I think the onus of any sort of happening should be placed on the government, and the government should really step up their game in terms of how to deal with peaceful protests.
If you look at neighboring Bangladesh and Nepal, there were Gen Z protests in previous years that have resulted in a change of government. I mean, these had really dramatic results. Are you hoping to achieve the same in India?
The way there is an undeclared emergency running in the country where, everyone, including the farmers, the workers, the students, everyone, is being put behind bars. There's charges against them simply for protesting peacefully. So this sort of government that is highly focused on creating communal rift between two communities to push under the carpet all of their faults and corruptions. This needs to change, and the change has to start somewhere. And this movement has sort of built that consciousness among the people that beyond any sort of what do you say, beyond any sort of sectarian demands, what the country now needs is a change, and that change, the forefront of demanding that change, the youth have come out.
And in 10 seconds, if Modi doesn't give you that change, what happens then?
I think the masses are very clear. As long as there is no concrete response from the government, we will be on the streets, and we're ready to meet them on the streets as well.
K. Gopika Babu, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.